have a high variance on that deck. We'll see what happens. Oh, the game has started. And he's got a good flop with SneakyPanda.
So, talk to me about what the hell the goal of this deck is.
Ooh, sneak his list? No fucking clue, honestly.
I think his goal is just to sort of outvalue you with just having really good cards in all the colors and not having any crappy cards. And then maybe trying to get like a Sanctum and like a TOT going on in a lane, or maybe even something like a Chain Frost follow up with like a Prey on the Weak.
So it's like a junk kind of a good stuff deck, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but wouldn't you run 3 of TOTs, since it's like that and Prey are like most of your ways of dealing damage?
Probably, but I'm not really sure why he has this list in the first place, so we'll see, honestly. I think what's going to happen, though, is he's going to end up with a lot of turns where he doesn't have a lot of plays, because if we look at his hand, he's got a lot of black cards, and they're all expensive. And he's got one blue card, but he can't really play.
Yeah, luckily for him, this deck is not particularly suited for like color denial, but we'll see. I mean, in the later turns with Eclipse and so on, it'll be tougher for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not specifically going to take out things like a black deck would. Wow, he's gotten 2 Aghanims up in this lane. He's really going to be able to ramp if he can get the right pieces. But no payoff at the moment, so...
Yeah. You guys, give me a sec, because I'm trying to optimize the stream here.
Oh, and he pulls the Emissary of the Quorum.
All right, guys in chat, there's obviously delay, so let us know how the settings are, sound and image and so on. We'll adjust as we go. Obviously, this is a best of 5. Like I said, players, if they win, they cannot use the deck anymore. So there will be an interesting dynamic.
I think both these decks are going to be not really playing too many cards early on and kind of just feeling each other out until they can get some of their combo pieces and their different mana stuff unlocked.
Can't Raz can play Emissary next turn, and he knows like nothing stops him from doing it, except the Tyler State Sensor, actually.
Yeah, he can play it, but he's got nothing to pay off with it at the moment. So, but then he, so we'll see if he actually draws anything to really buff up with the Emissary or not.
Yeah, there was a case to be made for using those Diabolic Revelations, I guess. I have a slight echo on my mic. Okay, let me figure that out.
I think what he wants to do is make sure that he keeps the Diabolics for when he combos, so that he can make sure that gets off, and that he has the potential to draw all the cards he needs. Oh, and there's the Incarnation.
The season shift, and I...
Oh, but he can't get to it.
I think he's just gonna take the Emissary.
There's not really much the Sneaky could do here either.
You serve a greater purpose.
You go for a second Diabolic, because you're killing off 2 of your creeps that you can pump up with the Emissary.
I don't think you do, because you want to keep those 2 creeps, but if he really wants the combo pieces, he might. Wow, that's a really early Eclipse. I did not expect that.
Me either.
What did he hit? Sorry, was looking at the stream.
Hit the Kana once and the Phantom Assassin twice, but then the Phantom Assassin got healed.
What was he hoping to achieve, though?
Blood.
I'm not really sure.
Oh,
Sneaky
that's
using...
a huge prey.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be huge.
Might actually go out wider than him.
Crush you!
Definitely feels like Raz is kind of comboing a little too early. He doesn't really have anything to really combo with all this stuff together.
Well, Sneaky is only putting 10 pressure on the table. It's actually, I mean, it looks like a great play on the week, but how much is it actually going to achieve?
You can't run.
This emissary is going to
that's-
easily take over the lane with the Kana. So
Yeah, the swap, though, makes it so the green won't be there next turn.
but does it matter though? The damage is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also not going to be any black in this lane so far, unless he uses the blank.
Yeah,
Oh, he
was-
uses the Rill out of this.
exactly. Kills the Luna.
You'll make a big
Wasn't that too
sacrifice
risky?
for the
Because what
Dire.
if the PA moved to another lane and he didn't kill off that tree?
I don't think it would be too bad. He actually probably would not mind it either because, I mean, this lane is lost as it is. And if he
Yeah, but
draws...
don't you want to shut out green so stop him like from ramping early on?
I mean, he's already ramped, so... I don't think he would mind too much if the tree would stay, is what I'm saying. He's only got one Annihilation in the deck either way, so...
This
Well-
is also an interesting hand for Sneaky because he doesn't have anything to put on the field. He's got all control cards.
Yeah. Well, he is unopposed for now in those two lanes, but let's see. There is double Annihilation for Raz in hand, so he has at the very least he has a shot at controlling or stabilizing a second lane while he goes for Ancient in the first. And I mean, Sneaky's deck doesn't have that much in the way of a card draw or anything, so finding that single copy of Annihilation isn't exactly consistent or expected. At any cost as
Neither
well.
neither of them have initiative, so if they want control the next lane, they gotta pass. Although Raz has it first, so we'll see if he passes or if he pumps.
I'd expect him to keep initiative. Either that, or go all in drawing cards and doing stuff. But I think, okay,
The day
He
you
can't pass
die.
up the pump with this deck.
because the way he loses this game is Zeus getting killed. But I guess the axe can't duel or Berserker's Call to Zeus, so there's that going for him.
Yeah, Sneaky
Kill
should
our
have equipped an item on it last turn.
Yeah, that actually yeah, that changes my opinion on it. Then.
Doesn't even have to use the Annihilation, goes with the at any cost.
Easy. Okay, Sneaky looks like he's in a tough spot right now.
He has he only could put the Bronze Legionnaire in here, which would take the tower.
I think he's got to do it. It sucks, but I think he's got to do it. I mean, it depends how much he wants to go for that single Annihilation, but that's just the expected value on that is very low. Yeah,
Who can stand against us?
he could potentially hipfire himself, but okay. So
And he leaves, so he doesn't take the lane, but he gets the red in the first lane, so he can actually play Duel or Berserker's Call next.
all right, so he gets a compromise. No gold for Sneaky. And those Chain Frosts are becoming increasingly worse, so let's see how much damage you can do with that right now.
Chain goes in the second lane. If Tree goes in the second lane, then he'll have Chain Frost capacity.
Yeah, he can actually Chain Frost lane 1 and 2, depending how much he wants to put on the brakes.
think the armor will be enough to keep Zeus up, though. Because it'll only do 1 damage. And with Tree being two extra health than normal, it'll take 4 hits on that.
Does he draw Annihilation? Ah, no.
No.
If he would draw the Annihilation, he would make this game very hard for RazDva actually.
He's pushing
like
a lot of
Raz-
damage, though, through this lane.
Sneaky, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, he's got him down 18, but he's also got
But he
dwindling
lost the
resources in
Kana.
that lane.
Like, it's gonna be harder and harder for him to win the lane from this spot, I think.
We actually forgot to account for the armor on the Zeus. Chain for us way less effective, actually.
There's
1
no
health.
escape.
Good enough. He's got Cloak, he's got the Flask. He's got a bunch of options.
I'll make good use of this.
These Eclipses are so weak. God. 3 charges in round 5.
It's the same from when he did the Eclipse that other turn. The early Eclipse is the same time.
Yeah, she got pursuited. Yeah.
He's going for the clear in this lane.
Yep. I mean, Sneaky didn't take
Let the
it.
sky tear down the
Now he's gonna have to reinvest in it.
This is rough for Sneaky. He
They
only
will
has 2
fear
heroes
me.
next turn.
Very, very. And despite no heroes in lane 1, there is still that big emissary, so...
Yeah, he's gotta draw that Annihilation at some point soon so that he can get rid of lane 1, otherwise that 80 pressure is gonna come in. Sneaky's gotta do something in these other lanes too to actually cap these other 2 lanes.
Yep. Thinking long and hard about where to deploy Axe. I mean, he's got Blink. He should go lane 1, Spring, and then Blink the 3rd, maybe?
Maybe. He could also go lane 2 and do a duel, then blink the last lane or something. But getting the Spring wouldn't be bad. But then he's giving up initiative.
Yeah. And there is still an Annihilation in
15
hand,
seconds
so...
remaining.
Obviously he doesn't know that, so let's see.
He does only have 2 Eclipse though, so Raz won't have the ability to easily remove stuff anymore. Unless he pulls another one. But that really won't matter if Sneaky doesn't pull out an Annihilation to clear out this lane.
Yeah, and this round is actually quite important because next round we're in Incarnation land with Ogre coming down, so...
Yeah, and he's still got a Diabolic and he's still got a Prey in the Weak. He could very easily take this next round, if not the turn after.
Yeah, I don't see how Sneaky wins from this position.
He's just got to pull that Annihilation.
Accessories make the man.
But he's only got 1, so it's going to be kind of hard to do.
Wonder if he's considering whether to drop Creeps or Spring. I think I got a Spring, right? I mean, this lane is way beyond Salvation. Annihilations is on the out, so...
Well, if he does, he could spring into this lane to delay it a turn.
Oh, he is dropping the
The
Creeps,
Legion
okay.
has arrived.
Yeah, because if he blocks the 10 creeps, then they won't be able to take the lane this turn. So he delays at least 1 more turn, which gives him more time to get the Annihilation.
None can defeat us.
But that also means he can't leave. Yeah, he can't leave with Axe then.
Although that might not
wants to do-
necessarily be true, because if he's dealing 20 damage, and as damage piles on, at the end, the math might be the same in terms of rounds, if you know what I mean.
True. But at least he's trying to buy himself a turn.
Yeah.
Because basically next turn, he's going to buy himself at least one turn, because next turn he can't then win, because it'll be protected.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wants to leave the lane, he has to duel a creep. Not really understanding that one there.
Yeah, what was that?
Was that a mistake?
Because if you're going to duel one in front of a creep, you would duel the one in front of the elite.
And the Bronze
So that it would
Legionnaire is
pump.
dying anyway.
I was thinking he might duel the
he
one in
blinks?
front of Axe or in front of one of the other ones. So
Wait,
Okay,
now
so-
he
now
lost
he
the
doesn't
tower.
delay
What
anything.
was that?
yeah, I don't really understand that. I think he made a mistake.
He must have confused the creeps. Yeah, that was a strange line of play. Well, let's see.
I think it's because Axe used to be there, so he was thinking he had to kill that specific one, but then he swapped with the other creep. I'm not. That's all I can think of.
Well, Sneaky once told me he has an old Mac and he can't really see the stats on the cards, so maybe he fucked up something there.
Oh, he plays with a resolution like bare minimum.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to do that on my laptop as well.
Yeah, so he told me he can't really see stats on the board, so maybe he mixed something up.
Could be.
I was trained well.
Gets the kill, just not putting enough pressure on the tower, feels like.
And this curve feels really bad.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, if he hadn't used the boots, he could have at least attempted to use them here. But doesn't have that option.
Well, he had initiative in past, so he's probably waiting to see if Raz will spend mana before he pulls either the Berserk or the Spring.
Raz is perfectly fine either doing nothing or
Yeah, he's got Arcane
Just annihilating
Assault. He could potentially try to draw cards in Arcane Assault. It's probably what he's considering. He's got way more time than Sneaky, so, and he's in a great spot. So, all right, yeah, I think he did well to pass there. Guarantees the tower stays alive, avoids any shenanigans.
yeah, he's not really worried about first lane unless Sneaky draws his Annihilation. There's really nothing to worry about in first lane.
Yeah, and I mean his late game is so much better, at least as things stand. All right, so round 7, Incarnation becomes available, and I mean, if Sneaky already had to worry about a bunch of stuff, now he's got to worry about the same amount of stuff plus multicast.
If he only puts the Kana in first lane, though, he can get coup de grace. So he just have to worry about that if he wants to be able to play anything in that lane.
Yeah. All right, triple deploy into lane 1. That's gonna hurt if he draws the Annihilation.
He's spreading out. He's trying to see if he can get something going. He'll be able to coup de grace on the lane on the Kana if he wants.
Tyler and Chain Frost, okay. Luck not particularly on his side, but let's see, this ain't over yet. It's incredible how much damage he's been soaking though, like only 9 on the tower.
Just getting started.
Kana's
Yeah, but
gone.
these creeps are getting bigger and bigger every single turn.
Yeah, I mean, like Artian said, he's still managing to get some damage through, but it's like it's becoming increasingly ridiculously difficult.
Yeah, it's always sad when a creep can kill your heroes.
Do you think he wishes he had a Keenfold Golem right now?
I don't think so.
Definitely regretting running one Annihilation, that's for sure.
In life you are nothing. In death you find purpose.
I'm ready to fight.
Well, if you're ready to fight, LC, then go fight. But don't do it in this lane, because you're gonna die.
You know, actually, it's kind of crazy if I think about it. He might have been able to... Well, he can't this turn, but next turn, he might actually be able to prey on the weak in this lane.
Oh, this is way too much damage.
So let's see, even if he prays on the weak, which should be like 3, 6, it still would only represent probably another 2 or 4 damage on the tower max. I mean, he'll take whatever he can, don't get me wrong, but still. What he really needs is a TOT to end that.
This battle must end.
Problem is that they have red in that lane, so... And the Incarnation comes down, so now he's got to decide what he wants to do against it.
Yeah, he's got a coup, really.
My special.
Yeah, there you go. No way around that.
Still leaves 2 emissaries if he wants them.
Oh, Raz is taking it. I think you always take this.
And now it's going to be really hard for Sneaky to be able to take this lane. So he's kind of got to hope they can somehow sneak in something in the first lane and take the last lane. But he has no way to kill the Luna in that lane because he's only got 8 attack on the axe.
That's just a taste of what's to come.
Yeah, yeah. This axe has had a rough game. And I mean, you almost feel like he just has 2 berserkers and hope that he gets it, and that's it. Like,
yeah, he has to. Like, what?
He's playing defense in lane 1. Because actually, with this, if he does do the prey in the weak, which he can't even do that anymore because the prey in the weak was killed by the.
Exactly.
He's just trying to slow down lane 1 as much as possible, basically. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do. He won't even have initiative, so. But if he draws the Annihilation, there's not really much that that Raz could do either, because he only has 1 Eclipse, and not.
But
you know, so
this is the issue. If Sneaky deals with lane 1, he's still losing lane 2.
That's true. He doesn't really have many options here.
Like, so it looks like he's just gonna hope to top deck an Annihilation.
He's got to, because if you look at Raz's hand right now, this game is over right now unless he draws an Annihilation. There's like no 2 ways about it. He's got double
He's
prey.
blocking a lot of damage though, so that's good. But yeah, the Praetor is gonna own him.
Gank and TOT. Alright, this game is over.
This game is over.
Well, feel like it's maybe time for SneakyPanda to unflex a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I hope he doesn't pick up this deck again. It didn't look good.
Oh, but with having his mono red taken out, he doesn't have any natural, real good counter to this combo deck. I mean, his red blacklist might be able to do something, but the mono red was the main counter to this list, and he doesn't have it anymore.
Well, now you have it.
I'm gonna go ahead and change the result.
I don't know, maybe Raz won't play things. Who knows?
Maybe he'll DC? I mean, there's always a DC.
I mean, he decided to pump before he decided to play any Prey in the Weeks. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that. Like, he knows that Sneaky only has 1 prey left in the deck. It's not worth playing around.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to see if he has Annihilation. He doesn't want to play his Prey in the Weeks into the Annihilation and then not have anything else to be able to do it.
Exactly. Although, he could just Thunder... Okay, I was gonna say, he could be Thunder God's Wrath. Now that's 34 damage. And the game.
Yeah, and Raz just did it that way. That was the safer way. If he had the Annihilation, he wouldn't be able to do anything. So he keeps his value in case he did have the Annihilation.
Alright, I'm gonna ask the guys if they want a break.
Okay, good start to the series. I hope Sneaky doesn't play this deck again for the rest of the ACS.
Alright, they seem to want to just go for it. So let's grant RazDva in here. Rashid, since you're registered as a player, you have to put a deck in, just so you know.
I did.
Alright, thanks.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what decks they come in with Game 2. Whether or not we'll see Raz return to his combo deck.
Oh, wow, no. He went back to it.
Sneaky doesn't change his list?
No, exact same deck.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be rough.
Yep.
He has a slightly better hand, though, this time than he did last time. He actually has playable cards.
Yeah, and just to let the viewers know, because RazDva submitted the blue-green deck twice and Sneaky didn't ban it, that's why he can play it again. If he does win this game, you'll have to win the third game with another deck.
Oh, he even gets the multicast.
Yeah, he already has the Incarnation. He's got the Diabolic. He just needs that Emissary. And a Sanctum.
I'm just noticing right now that Raz, when he played in the qualifier, because he won the first qualifier, excuse me, when he won the first qualifier, he was playing Triple Annihilation.
Yeah, and he's only got 2 in this list.
Yeah, he went down to 2.
No, Stormluck was playing 3. Raz was playing 2.
No, I think it was the other way around. Stormlight lost the final because he only had 2 Annihilations, right? I believe that's what happened. And then the next event, Stormlight went up to 3 because Raz won it with 3 in his list. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I mean,
yeah, well, for whatever reason, they decided not. They went back to 2.
Interesting.
I mean, he didn't play a part in last game because he didn't need to even play any
Yeah.
of the Annihilations. But we'll see if it does in this game. He already has 1, so that's good for him. Not really sure why you'd put Sanctum in first lane, other than maybe a TOT, but it's going to be kind of hard to do anything in this lane with him potential for combo. I mean, he's already at the Stars line now, too. So next turn, he could combo up if he gets the Emissary. Or at least get to the Incarnation and then just start drawing cards and then pick up the Emissary. Oh, this is a very interesting prey on the weak. That means he won't be able to Diabolic when he goes up. So he wants to just not worry about those things dying.
Yo, thanks for the follow, guys. And thanks as well for hosting as well.
Feels like Sneaky's list just doesn't have a lot of cards that give him damage on the board. He's got, I mean, a lot of his cards he keeps drawing are just control cards.
Who, Sneakies?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of one-ofs, but, like, he's not drawing a lot of them because a lot of them are one-ofs or two-of.
Yeah, what confuses me in this list is that I don't really understand if it's trying to be aggressive or trying to be control-ish. It's like we said, it's junk. It's just like not junk in the bad sense, junk in the sense of like it's a good stuff list. It's just exactly. I don't get the thought process or the game plan. He's just playing like like a draft deck, kind of, you know.
Well, he did force him to combo in the second lane as opposed to the first lane, so he will have that option here to actually take this first lane if he...
Yeah. Round 4 is coming up, though, so let's have a look here. There is an Annihilation in Raz's hand, and double stars aligned, so let's see.
Fight for the dire and be rewarded.
It's going to be a pretty good value Annihilation if he gets it off.
Oh, yeah.
But which he probably will, because he has also an
Arcane.
Arcane, and
Exactly.
Sneaky has no initiative getting cards in his hand currently.
Just looking really, really good for Raz. He's gonna high roll the hell out of this game.
Feel the wind in the high branches, the thunder.
And one more stars line, he can go all the way up to Incarnation.
Yeah.
And then the only problem he has is he can't play the Diabolic without killing all these dogs.
Surprises are.
But the Foresight and the Compel may be enough. And if need be, also the Arcane.
Awesome.
But he's also got the Quorum already, so he'll just pump those up, the dogs he's already got.
Yeah, and the other thing about this deck, there's not enough magics.
Ooh, multicast. Yeah, no, that's the thing, is like, enough magic in mono red, that's why he got rid of it. Raz did.
Yeah.
Because that would just shut this down if he had it right now, but doesn't happen.
So satisfying.
Wonder if he'll Relentless Pursuit to the next lane.
Yeah, this is rough.
Um,
Does the tower fall this turn?
I
does.
have to assume, yeah, this is really painful to watch. Down goes the PA as well.
Oh, and he's got 3 Arcanes too. Normally the normal Storm list does not have 3 Arcanes, only has 2, so
9.
it's really...
You okay? Never mind. You did full screen the game. Okay.
Yeah, it took a bit. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Just like last game, Sneaky's got to somehow pull that Annihilation, and I don't think he will. Oh, he went for the bump, so now he can play the thing. And he gets more draw cards.
At the quorum's behest.
That's it, right? Raz just wins next turn.
It has to be. I mean, there's no heroes coming in from the fountain. He's gonna have initiative for sure, and that means
more draw
Annihilation,
cards.
and this is just gonna be rough.
Kind of saving in another set of dogs. Oh, there he goes.
Oh my, yeah. This game is over.
Oof. All right. Well, on the bright side for Sneaky, there's no more green-blue ramp, so yeah, Raz will have to pick something else up. Just gonna adjust the stream. Ask the guys if they want to keep going. Just a sec.
And Sneaky's now on the brink of being eliminated from the ACS if he does not win next game.
One second.
Here we go into another game.
Just need to reset the bracket. Oh damn it! I need Rashid to register a deck. Rashid.
Always leaving at just the wrong time.
He's got just the worst timing, doesn't he? Yo, Rashid.
I said 1 second, dude. I needed
That was
to pee.
definitely.
I'm sorry.
Just because you need to register the deck, dude.
I did.
All right. Sneaky hasn't.
Raz now basically has 2 econ lists that he can play, either the mono black or the red black.
Okay, so what's Sneaky playing? He's playing ramp against mono black. That's a good matchup for Sneaky.
All right. Hype.
Well, it can be if he pulls the right cards.
Yeah, Rashid, you're the mono black aficionado. How does this feel? What cards do you look for? What are like the key points in the game?
I think you, as mono black, you want your early game items, you want your gold generators. He doesn't get a track, so
He
this
doesn't
kind
have
of
any.
sucks.
He doesn't have any gold
Yeah.
cards at all.
He does have that Tyler State, though, to potentially shut down one of the lanes from ramping.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
At the moment, Sneaky doesn't really have any. He's got the druids, but he doesn't have any stars aligned or anything to really ramp up yet. So
Yeah, he's also not got any card draw. So he's gonna have to play a fair game, as it looks like. He does have the Potion of Knowledge now, and he is gonna draw 2 fresh cards. So let's see. TOT and Unearthed Secrets.
those are some good pickups.
Indeed. So the secrets might
Yeah, and a
feed him
Potion
into
of
the round.
Knowledge.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I mean, Raz, on the other hand, he did pick up a track now, but still, it looks like he has a lot of work to do. If you look at the state of the table, he's got 2 heroes dying. Obviously, no items because he hasn't spent any gold.
And elects not to use the sensor when he could have.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, I think you always want sensor lane 1.
Yeah, it would be pretty good if he had it in lane 1, because the other lanes really aren't gonna.
No, and there's no reason to hold on to initiative either. So
Yeah, he's got nothing with track either. No, he has no good track targets.
he might,
Maybe he gets the bristle back, but that's about it.
yeah, he might just want to deploy a creep in front of the Ricks. So maybe he's keeping the state sensor to deploy in front of the Ricks. Save his Tinker. Although he could have achieved the same with a Vandal. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's useless. So.
Well, now he's canceling out the ramp. Oh, no, he's not. He's going for the Vandal. Interesting. I guess he's going to use that. He's going to hold that, I think, until he sees the stars align probably go down. Or he knows that he could go up, probably, is what he'll probably try to do. Because I'm guessing what his thinking is that he doesn't know what lane he's going to ramp in yet.
Oh, man.
So he's just going to leave the sensor because that's his only way to deny it in this early game. Leave that till when he finally does start ramping.
I forgot to change Sheen's back now, so just trolling chat. Sorry guys, sorry about that. I'm a bit overwhelmed. Man, I have the biggest hangover.
Did you also participate in the stream with Baby Bounce?
No. But I did simultaneously get drunk though.
Yeah. No, and
So
I gotta say, that's unprofessional, man. Like, I expected more of you, sir.
Oh well.
Deployed in both lanes so he could ramp, but he doesn't have any stars alliance.
And he's not getting any card draw this lane.
Raz passed, so we'll see. He wanted to see what Sneaky does. That's kind of what you want to do as the player against a ramp deck, is you want to let them decide to do their actions sometimes. And then react to them if you have plays, in which case he does because he's a gank. I think he's waiting to hold the hip fire possibly for next turn, but he might decide to use gank here. Get some gold generation going.
He will need to do that at some point. And it is a ramp race, right? It's a economy ramp versus a mana ramp situation.
Yeah, because neither of the other lanes is he really doing that great in. He's kind of losing all the other lanes. So he's kind of got to do something at some point.
Yeah, most definitely. Just these black heroes. They hit hard, but they're so squishy.
He kills it now. Thought he'd hip fire it next turn.
I think he wants to use hip fire in the next lane, potentially. And Sneaky gives it to him, so if he wants to do that, he can. But he may also opt for the TP scroll if he wants to save his Phantom Assassin.
I will say killing the tree gives him an extra card to Sneaky, so I'm not completely sure if it's true, if it's worth it. But...
Wow, he elects not to use the hip fire. Sneaky's got options. He can use the Berserker's Call to kind of clear this lane out, or he could use the spot weakness to draw a card.
Chat's trolling you, Rishi.
Yeah, I can see that. Fuck all of you.
Good stuff, chat. Keep it coming.
He elects for the Berserker's Call.
Damn. I will say, Sneaky's looking much better this time around.
Then he uses the hipfire in last lane to make sure that he can control that as well. So the last lane looks a lot better than it did going in.
Ooh. Vastures, Jaspers, Healing Salve, so. Raz
Yeah,
getting
that
some
Vesture-
ties, yeah.
That Vesture could come in real handy if he places it in the right lane.
Yeah.
But it is mana turn 6, so we do have Coup now in play. And he has the stars alive.
Don't mess with a professional.
Alright, lane 1 is under Raz's control for a bit. So he's got a pretty good round to work with this time around. All of Sneaky's heroes stuck in mid lane, no blinks, no mobility cards.
Sneaky will be able to ramp up though,
Yeah.
but he will be able to answer that with a Coup. So, question is what he decides to kill, the green or the red.
We're just getting started.
You'll probably get rid of the red so that TOT isn't a thing.
Yeah, Sneaky can play, has options in both colors also. It's
Yeah.
not extremely bad for him. Of course, it reduces his options, but
The one thing Raz doesn't want to do is pass here and then let him TOT.
yeah. Right, goes for the X. And down comes the emissary, I presume.
Wouldn't you kill the Rix? Because isn't like a one-man TOT better than this emissary?
Bearing gifts.
Well, the thing with killing the axe is that he can't TOT,
Oh, well,
but
he does
the
have
Rix is going to
better.
come back next turn.
Gift from
Yeah.
the quorum.
Your date.
The Rix would come back, but there would be 7 mana though, so there is that.
He does have the Celemani's favor though, so he'll be able to ramp up next turn too.
That is indeed true. And he's got
Give the
the
Legion something
creep,
to fear.
the Rose Leaf Druid, so actually this lane would have 8. So yeah.
A good healing salve there. He could have used the
I'll use this soon.
Bracers of Sacrifice to clear him out, and then reposition him, but not possible anymore.
So this deck generally wants to play, to have initiative on 7 mana for Chain Frosting and so on. He's got the Assassinate,
Yeah, it doesn't have chain.
But it feels like he wants to put pressure on the table here, right? I mean,
Yeah, you kind of want to put some pressure. Because he's basically knows he's going to be playing in these 2 lanes.
goes for March.
Okay, he wants to clear out the first lane then.
Lane 1, yeah.
I think what he's thinking is that last lane he'll probably be able to control with the assassinate, whatever he puts in that lane.
Yeah,
if he puts anything in that lane. He may not put anything in there.
Yeah. He's also got the headshot ability, so... Let's see.
Sneaky so far is thinking he's going to go lane 1. Which even if he does get the Chain Frost, will probably be protected because of the armor. Yeah, Bristleback won't die to Chain Frost.
It's over.
And because he did put the March in here, he does eliminate the extra mana, which would have given him a TOT. So Raz with a good play. Clearing out the Tinker so he can't use the ability so that he'll be disarmed.
I love payday.
He loves payday. He will be providing Sneaky with some gold, though, as it stands. So, if he wants to be alive for payday, he needs to get some healing going.
Ramp doesn't really matter that much anymore now, because everybody's going to be at 8.
Yeah.
He's putting it here, I guess, in case he gets a the big boy. A Thunder Hide Alpha, but otherwise it's not really going to do too much. But he gets the extra card draw, so that's good.
Oh, he plays the Jaspers. I thought he would keep that against the Acts of Defiance, but apparently not. Not afraid of the silence.
He will have Assassinate potentially in lane 2. Into lane 3. Or if he plays something else, he could always play it in lane 3 if he has initiative.
Poof.
Wants to keep that lane 3 his so that he can apply pressure and eventually take it out, because he's not going to be able to pull through in this lane.
Yeah, Sneaky's been drawing a lot of cards, but he doesn't have much to do with this Rix otherwise. Oh, that's a lot of extra damage on the tower.
But with the Vesture, it gets reduced by 6, so it's not as bad as it would have been.
True. So let's figure out where he's gonna want to spring eventually. He's got 2 red heroes coming in. He's clearly given up lane 1, or seemingly giving up lane 1. Although we could potentially axe. How effective is that Berserker's Call?
Well, he could TOT in lane 1 potentially as well, but it's not looking great.
It's way too low. He needs to defend last lane.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have money to buy a blink either, so... None of those red heroes coming in have any particularly useful items right now. Well, 2 creeps help. Alright, splitting his heroes. So, alright. He's debating.
He wants to use the mana so that he can get a Spring the Trap in one of the lanes.
That's what it looks like.
I think originally he was thinking about the LC so that he could then use a Berserker's Call if he got the right lineup, which he would have gotten, but he didn't want to risk it.
Alright, initiative on Sneaky's hands. This round's critical.
One sense, though, it feels really bad. He had ramp, and it is mana turn 8, and he still can't play the Time of Triumph because he doesn't have any lane that has 2 heroes in it. That makes sense for him.
Oh, the arrow. He was going for that damage.
I'll still take it next turn because he
It's
does
fine,
have the march.
Yeah, most definitely. Kind of feels like he was going for it now, though. Although he would struggle to deal 20 in last, so...
Yeah, because if he did take it early, he could potentially have used that to maybe apply pressure, 80 pressure in this lane, but now that's not an option. He's probably going to blink somewhere else.
That's interesting. Because now that he's not going to go lethal on this tower...
Yeah, if he does blink, then that'll leave Axe there,
Yeah.
and there's a potential that
he even gets
Sneaky
the
could take
arrow.
it back.
Yeah, there's some comeback potential here. Should be dropping the cloak here as well.
My prey doesn't have a chance.
Ooh, Disciple's good. Sneaky still does not have this lane taken. And really can't play anything. Except for just Act of Defiance to prevent
Yeah, he's considering...
Raz from playing anything.
Well, it will prevent the ability to draw cards.
You're not in control anymore. None can oppose the Quorum's will. I don't fear death. You
Wanted to remove his Rex, but also gives now the ability for Lich to move to different lanes as well.
Yeah. Does deal a bit extra damage to the tower, I think, in total.
Trying to go for the creeps over the coop. I think he's trying to see if he can maybe end this turn, this round.
It's incredible how many kind of useless cards Sneaky has accumulated, though. Spot weakness,
isn't that...
triple goo, enough magic, 2 of those.
It was a very good Berserkers, though, because now he's pushing quite a bit of damage in this lane.
Mm-hmm.
And Raz cannot play his Disciple anymore for any real value. And the pickoff doesn't really do much. And it looks like he's opting not to use the play the Iron Fog for the extra gold. Instead, keep the initiative.
I will notice that Raz has gotten a bit unlucky on the arrows twice in a row, because
Yeah.
it hurts to see the bounty proccing twice and then hitting a creep.
And then Sneaky
I offer
plays the thing
what the court of Bristol
that he gets
can
the initiative
provide.
back.
I'm not
And opts to
sure if that was
block.
worth it. Yeah.
I think he's just trying to prevent any damage because he knows that TOT is still available. And with 18 gold, it's possible that Sneaky will get Blink Dagger. He has 1.
Right, looks like Raz is going to
And an
abandon him.
Hourglass.
Yeah.
Sneaky's got an Hourglass now, so he's going to start putting pressure on Raz. If he can keep the Hourglass hero alive. Because Raz only will have 5 cards
He's
to
gonna
start.
put it on Rix.
Yeah. Most likely. It is
Question
kind of
is-
late for it, though.
Yeah, but it will put a timer on the game. Because at this point, Raz only will have 5 cards and he will be locked out of everything else from that. And he doesn't have a ton of great cards so far. He only really has the coup. Looks like he's opted to put tree in lane 1 because he's a blink. So I'm assuming he's going to TOT in this lane.
Alright, that was the last of the March charges. Tower is down to 2, and down comes the TOT. That opens a small window of possibility to finish up the tower. There is a Bronze Legionnaire, though, I will notice.
I don't know why.
Ooh, and gets rid of the Assassinate. That's not good.
Yeah, that's rough.
things were going to end.
The Bronze Legionnaire will come down and block the damage. And these two heroes will be dead.
And there's the
Well,
hour.
they may not because he has lasers still.
Yeah. That mid creep though will provide additional cards, but like you said, they will only be available later. And Sneaky still has the option to block a creep here with the Lego, but Raz can also drop Disciple and laser the other creep. So this lane should be confirmed. Oh, okay. Lasers used. So Sneaky can still save this tower.
That is the question though, will he opt to do that, seeing as last time he had the option to prevent a tower damage and he decided not to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Decides that again. Seems odd though, considering that he will not be able to use that. Rix will not do any damage in the last lane.
Yeah, and he doesn't really have any green cards to play. Well, maybe he can draw some now.
Oh, double Chain Frost. Is there a scenario where the Chain Frost is good though? Let's have a look.
Yeah, this mid lane is getting a little dangerous though.
History will forget you.
Not many cards in Sneaky's hands that are that great. He's got 3 nasal views.
Yeah, right. And he's drawn so many. Just look at that. He's got 11 cards in his deck. He's just drawn all the bad signature cards. I mean, there is the disadvantage of running Bristol and Rix. A lot of
Trying to
situations.
see if he can end it here, but not much that Raz can really do about it. But he is going to be pretty weak next turn, but all he's got is Chain Frost, so...
If Rix was attacking the tower,
Got you now.
he does have the spot weakness.
Rix was right about everything.
Interesting. If he had played the Rose Leaf, wouldn't he still be able to play the Bronze Lego as well?
Maybe he's gonna spot. Yeah.
Trying to get good cards. Oh, and there's the Emissary.
Yeah, I think Sneaky got this.
Ooh. Insta buy. Bit late for the mid lane though.
Chain Frost really isn't going to do anything in the last lane though, because he's got too much armor on his hero.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think Sneaky's got this one.
He's got a duel now as well. Another emissary comes down.
Well, the headshot on Sniper in the last lane will be able to kill Bristleback, so that'll take at least one card out, but he has no way of dealing with Rix other than just blocking him.
This'll work just fine.
Oh, here comes Axe.
Yeah, this game's over. There's no way Raz can stop this.
Because Raz can't even leave this lane with his heroes.
Alright, seems academic at the moment, but Sneaky's taking it easy, making sure he's playing it right.
Yeah, he'll probably open with headshot, and then he'll probably just enough magic him. But maybe Sneaky will be a BM and play as many cards as possible.
Leave this to me.
All right. And down we go.
Okay.
We have a match
2-1.
now, yeah.
Yeah, Sneak is finally on the board. Finally won a game.
Yeah, it feels like he wanted to start with a handicap, right? Playing that deck. God. I will say before the match he was asking in chat what decks should I play, like, so I think he was really trying to flex this one out. Alright,
Imagine he'll probably play his red blacklist next, because that's his next best list, but he might decide to go with his mono.
You cut out there just a bit. I have to create a new lobby. So it's just going to be a little bit. I'll tell the players and so on. Alright, and guys, if you're just joining us, welcome to the ACS. This is the Artifact Championship Series. If you guys like what you're watching, if I'm not screwing up too much with the stream, I would be happy if you would donate towards the prize pool. All of it's going towards the winner. And we're at 81 euros at the moment, so not too shabby for a small community event. Yeah, you'll find links down below.
I'll be right back.
Speaking of the prize pool, I asked both players what would they do with the money if they won. Sneaky said he'd buy a boat for some fucking reason. I don't know if he knows how much these things cost. And Raz
You can buy a rubber boat, like one of those tiny rubber boats.
And Raz said he'd donate to Grappler because he's a Grappler simp. I don't know what that means, but that's what he told me.
Alright. Seems like a waste of good money, but I mean, they can do whatever they want with it. So. All right. I should probably give them the link here. All right, so let's quickly go through the list. So Raz cannot play his blue-green anymore. And Sneaky cannot play his mono red, and now cannot play his red green ramp. So, kind of hoping that Sneaky will go towards his mono green, but let's see.
Thing is, like, Raz just played mono black, so Sneaky might be worried if he picks mono green into mono black.
All right.
What else does Raz have? Red, black, and ramp.
Oh, Ramp's been taken out.
Yeah. Ramp's been banned.
So he just has his red black and his mono black.
So, Artian, join the last link that I had added there, if you please. In the Steam.
I got it.
Yeah. All right. Great. So. Yeah, I really want to see him play mono green, basically.
If he goes mono green, then those two last decks are really going to farm him.
Yeah, yeah, that's quite possible. It might be more of a solid choice, like you were saying, to go for red black, and then if he wins, then go for his mono green.
I mean, his tricolor deck won't necessarily be the worst against the econ lists, because a lot of them are just trying to, if they don't get their gold early, he may be able to outvalue them. But I don't know. It's tough road for Sneaky either way with the decks he has.
Agree.
But we did get to see that mono black does sometimes struggle against these two color lists that have a bit more synergy.
Yeah.
Even though it has that cross lane ability.
Yeah. I'm also quite curious to see Raz's red black deck, because it's also like an econ list, and I've always had some sort of attraction for these red black econ lists, red black, even though they're not that good. All right, players have registered, so time to go. And I'll change the screen this time around so that I don't screw that up. Let's get Raz on the board here. And
so Raz is playing mono black, and Sneak is playing red black.
All right.
Econ versus econ.
No, Sneak is listed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Sneaky's
on econ. Yeah,
exactly.
It's mid.
So I don't have much experience in this matchup, but every time I see it, I often get to feel like that red-black has a bit of an upper hand. How do you feel on this matchup? Both of you.
I think it's yeah. I mean, it's kind of that. It is. I think red-black does have an advantage at times, but it depends on what the gold generation is, I think.
Yeah, and like I think red-black wants to be the aggressor early game.
The Bronze Legion
either like make a big board or kill a lot of the black heroes.
Yeah, no one got any of the flops though in front of the heroes, so we're not going to see any early kills because of that.
No, but Raz is holding a payday in a track, so that's like two key cards for the early game for him. He's gonna need to proc on that bounty if he's hoping for a kill. Oh, and he doesn't.
Oof.
That Sneaky is the one. Yeah, Sneaky's the one that's getting the kills.
Well, there's bounty for you.
Dude, bounty sucks for most people, except if you're a baby, then you proc every single fucking turn.
Well, the question here is, will he play the Tyler State to deny him plays, or will he play the track? Or maybe even the Gloaty Vandal, just for value.
That's the argument against tracking, is that he doesn't hold any damage cards to then kill him, like, immediately. Oh, wow. Respect for the sensor. I'm not
if he
sure
had a pick off or a hipfire, he would have definitely probably played the track, but...
Do you like that duel?
I do, yeah, because that's the one advantage that you maybe get, is if you can get those down early, you can prevent plays, because you're always a turn behind, essentially.
Alright. Felt slightly aggressive to me, but let's see if it doesn't bite him in the ass. Because it's not like he has any 5 mana cards.
No difference. Those who oppose the Legion will be destroyed.
Well, in this matchup, duels are kind of like mono red, and sometimes it's better to get creeps, but at the same time, he could also have used that against one of these heroes, because they are not that high health.
Yeah. Cloak and Flask, so he's going to be able to keep his heroes on the board for the most part. Initiative is on Raz's side, so once again, if he gets any sort of damage dealing card, he might just insta-kill that PA.
And he does not.
Well, that just sucks for Raz. Can't kill the PA, his sniper's dying.
He does have the march, though. He could play that from one of the other lanes into this lane to kill off the PA. But he would have preferred to be able to do that this turn.
When the keen stand together,
And he opts not to do that even that still.
Yeah, things are looking rough for Raz right now. Like, really, really rough.
Thanks.
Also because 6 mana is such a key round as well.
Yeah, Sneaky has a lot of options here.
The red mist is here.
Yeah, he's hitting really hard in this lane 1. This is gonna put him in such a good place. Because when these heroes come back with 7 mana,
Stonehall will fall.
that tower is gonna be down. And he's holding Spring as well, so this is looking really, really good for Sneaky.
This mid lane could go really bad depending upon what happens. All of his heroes are dying, pretty much.
Yep.
Not going to be good. He's only going to have 2 heroes. Maybe, you know, if he saves here, he gets 1, but...
Yeah. Thunder Barrier comes down, makes sure the sensor dies once again.
Yeah, like almost all of Sneaky's plays are countering what Raz is doing.
Don't you feel like he should have sacrificed the creep to draw cards? I kind of feel
Probably.
like he's running slightly out of gas here.
He's only got 4 cards, he'll get 2 more, but
And 2 of them
none
are
of them are that
as
great.
well. Like,
I think he wanted to keep initiative, though, for first
Yeah.
lane.
And he also gets to kill the bearer this turn.
oh, the coup for Sneaky as well. So if you're Raz, how do you maneuver out of this situation right now? At least Bristle isn't hitting the tower.
Yeah, you probably go with the coup in this lane to stop that, but it depends. What he's got to think about all 3 lanes
Yeah.
because he's precarious in all of them.
Yeah, he could alternatively just drop the Disciple. He's going for the upkeep kill on the Lich. And now what this means is just dropping the Blink or the Bronze Lego will be enough to end this tower.
I understand my orders.
Sneaky also has the potential to use the Relentless Pursuit to kill the PA in lane 2.
Interesting.
That's what he opts to do. This is the scene Sneaky not try and take towers and to blink out when he has the option. So
This is a
ooh,
beautiful hipfire.
hipfire.
Oh,
You're not my equal.
Feels good, man. Might be considering where to drop that Blink.
He doesn't have many plays in last lane. Well, he has no plays in last lane unless he moves the PA over there.
yeah, I think this damage is way too good to pass up on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably see a payday out here from Raz.
and I also feel like he doesn't want to give initiative back to Raz. Because there's 2 heroes with abilities coming in, a laser and a headshot.
He gets his payday off, so he'll have the option for at least 1 good item. Potentially 3, if he gets 3 cloak. Ooh, Jasper daggers. Those are not what you're looking for.
Nope. And if Sneaky draws something like a Berserker Skull, ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, he's
Another
kind of hoping
blink.
for like.
Yep.
Nope, didn't get him. But if he was open for a Berserker Skull and a Fight Through the Pain, but didn't get him.
Alright. I was just gonna comment on where do you play that spring, but he just answers that for me. Now notice that before the spring the Chain Frost wasn't that good, but not that it's great now, but it's a little bit better.
It just slops lethal, but it's definitely not dealing with this BB.
He does give up initiative, though. Potentially, yeah, Raz gives it up. He wants to do a Chain Frost the next lane.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a Hipfire combo.
Because once again, he's had the option to drop that Disciple. Would also get rid of the Lego and one of the Centaurs, but...
Sneaky reads it. Looks like he's going to try to leave this lane.
I mean, Raz is holding that Hipfire, so this might actually open up the possibility of him controlling the lane. Yep. Okay.
Double Chain Frost lets him do that.
Into laser, into headshot.
And Sneaky is the one who wishes he picked up some Jasper daggers this turn.
Yeah. Oh.
Didn't get the bounces he wanted,
no.
though, but he's still got the laser and he's still got the headshot,
yeah,
so...
Yeah. I assume you lasered the Bristol. There you go.
Yeah, he really turned these lanes around. That's the power of Chain Frost. You can really start turning some lanes around and really prevent damage.
For sure. One of the best late game spells in the game. The elite though is, you know, reaching Bristol back size though there. He's still gonna have to deal with that.
Sneaky's got a problem though. He's got 2 TOTs in hand, but he has no red heroes in lane 1. If he tries to blink out, he'll just get cooed. This match is looking actually closer than what I was giving it credit for. Raz definitely staying in the game. Feels like he's behind, but it also feels like he's getting some attrition. And he's up to 31 gold again. Ooh,
so,
he played the Hipfire, which lets him get Axe out of here if he wants to.
Wait, he goes middle?
I guess he wants to guarantee that he can TOT in that lane if he wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he also Sneaky has the Vandal, so he just needs to play it in lane 1.
So Raz rumps up to 31
go.
gold and he goes Cloak and Blink Dagger. Sneaky gets a potion.
He did give up initiative though, so he can't play the Agloti without the coup coming down.
Yeah, and Sneaky kind of forced to play that Lich there, even though he kind of left the lane last time around. But let's see.
I mean, the funny thing is he still might take the lane with the Lego if he doesn't put the the PA there.
Yeah, he does still have that Disciple. He's been holding on to that Disciple for the longest of times.
Sneaky really wants him to not be able to kill him and then get a Chain Frost, but he does not get it. Ooh, and there goes the Disciple.
Yeah, that was definitely necessary. Sneaky also drew a gank, so... Alright.
I can use this.
The sooner they're dead, the sooner.
Kind of start feeling like Raz has a decent shot here. Let's see, he's got a ways to go.
Yeah, this matchup can be very close at times. Both decks are very similar, so they have a lot of the same tools. Got a free TOT here, though, if he wants to take it.
He's got to. How can you not?
Soon the
There you go.
ancient will fall. Axe fears no one.
And yeah, with that cleave now and the Stone Hall Elite hitting for 8, both of his heroes are gonna die as it stands. Now the Assassinate will kill the Axe.
Yeah, I think he'll do that. That's the better play over the coup.
Yeah, and it will save both of his heroes, so. Plus, he can deal a lot of tower damage, which he also desperately needs. What I will say though is that Sneak is holding on to a duel, towers down to 8. There's a gank as well with a PA coming in, so he can
I will unlock its potential.
You can simply drop a Glody to confirm lane 1, gank into mid, and then potentially finish up with that Bristle. He's got the option of TOTing again, so he's looking very good.
No way for Raz to get initiative in lane 1. So he will be able to get that Glody.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
And also, if he had the payday or something, that could maybe push for a Vestures, but at 18 gold. Because the Vestures would be really helpful for him right now.
Yeah. Raz is way far too behind. Like, look at Sneaky's first and third towers. They're way too healthy for Raz to take anytime soon.
Going that first lane would be a mistake for Raz.
Yeah, he might just be thinking, if I just manage to keep these 4 health on the tower, but obviously he knows that Oglodi is just GG.
Yeah, he'd like to be able to go with last lane with Sniper, but he just can't because he's just so low in the mid lane.
Yeah, and the creep deployment also not helping him this time around.
Yeah, he actually has to have Sniper in that lane, because now there's nothing blocking the Bristleback either.
Oh wow, it draws the hipfire as well. Not that I think it's super relevant, but you gotta just drop the ability, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if your PA survives, you go for either the gank or the fire. Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Disagrees with me.
Why would you... Okay.
He's got Lich coming in, so he might just be feeling like he doesn't need to end the game this round. Although, passing up on that feels
I think
weird.
he just a Glody though, so just take the tower.
Yep.
I guess he wanted to make sure he got that play off instead, but now he doesn't have initiative next turn.
My turn.
Not that it matters, because Ryan just gives it right back.
Just what I was looking for.
Alright, setting that up for LC to die, and then he can coup the Bristol.
I'll spend this later.
Really wishes he had enough magic right now.
Yeah. I mean, he did have the Potion of Knowledge that he could have used before.
I like this duel.
Yeah, but he's still going to take the tower with the March next turn, so...
Perfect.
It's
Does
fine
have-
though, because Raz has one card. He has no way of dealing damage to this tower.
But yeah,
And Sneak is getting 2 heroes to deploy next turn.
this is where Raz starts possibly running out of steam. He's really got to draw the right cards this turn, but he's got an axe that has TOT coming down against him and a lich.
Yeah.
He's drawing a helm. I just feel like what he really wanted was his vestures.
So that's just game. Sneaky ganks from lane 1.
Yeah, that's game.
Indeed. Alright, mounting a comeback when he plays actual artifact decks, right?
He even bought a poaching knife.
Alright, 2-2, just the way you like to see it.
Mono black losing twice to a 2-colored deck.
And so now Sneaky's down to his tricolor deck and his mono green, and Raz, he can still play his mono black if he wants. He's got the mono black and the red black. So let's see what the players opt to do here.
Yeah, Sneaky
like
really painted
yes.
himself into a corner.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Like, Sneaky's last 2 decks don't look great in this situation.
Alright, and the players want to just go straight at it. So let's go.
Mono black for Raz. And the tricolor for Sneaky.
Oh man.
I think those are his best option, though. I don't think mono green would have been a good choice.
Yeah, definitely not.
It just sucks. I wanted to see him play his signature deck.
He has
Either way,
a really good hand, though, in this first
wow.
turn, though, for Sneaky.
he does indeed. Raz not hitting any gold cards. That's always important. I feel like if Baby was here, he would say he would straight up call the winner, as he always does. And then miserably fails at the end.
Ooh, the early
This is
disciple.
a lot of damage though.
Damn. Me likey.
Yeah, there's not a lot in Sneaky's deck that can really punish that. Certainly not in his hand.
So I imagine we're gonna see Kana go mid. Not sure about
Probably
the
the
Tinker.
best play.
Is he placing Tinker mid, just already assuming Kana's gonna go there? Oh.
Well, I think he's placing Tinker mid because one, it helps cycle. Two, like it's black, it kind of like blue. You want to cycle your heroes, so it's actually not bad that Tinker's dying.
All right. Oh, he draws the Annihilation.
Annihilation he did not have in the previous turns. Now he's basically gonna have to find a Blink Dagger so he can get out of his lane when he needs to.
Yeah. Well, as it looks, it actually looks like Sneaky's hand is way more aggressive. So Raz probably going to be looking to get into those cloaks, draw some cards, and find those marches. Otherwise, he needs to stabilize until he hits Chain Frost.
Wait, he doesn't play the gold mine?
He wanted to make sure you get the Tyler State here first, but yeah, having gold mine in the last lane is not the great.
The Legion has arrived.
Right, the pickoff will be able to kill Axe, if he so chooses. Goes for the gold mine.
We won't let Stone hold
And
down.
there's a perfectly safe spot to just drop the elite down.
Yeah, this is a lot better hand for Sneaky. This is the hand he wanted in the first 2 games.
Yeah, and not only is it a better hand, it feels like it's all coming together really nicely until now. I mean, despite having taken, a lot of damage in mid. I'd say
Yeah, I mean, the key for him is going to be Chain Frost turn. If he can survive that, then he'll be fine. But that's where the mono black has that comeback potential.
So let's look to see if Raz hits any marches, because it really feels like he needs one. He doesn't.
Gets a payday though, but not that much gold to really payday with.
He did spend gold before. So
yeah.
Kind of unfortunate for him. And this lane is looking like it's pretty much dead. There's really nothing he can do if he didn't draw the march now. He's still holding on to that potion of knowledge though.
Sneaky would like a blink though to get this Kana out of this lane. Because he really wants to be able to play the deep portal and then kind of go into a different lane.
Yeah, he is killing 3 heroes as it stands currently, so he is very likely to be able to generate mana. Yeah,
Decides not to put the cloak on.
Yeah, the tricolor deck has got his back this time around.
And Raz decides he really wants to push last lane instead of defending mid.
I'll tear it down.
This might be an ancient game, dude.
This is worth
It might be.
This will change the course of
Too bad that Sneaky does not have any disciples or oaths in this list.
It's gonna be hard though with chains, marches, and a vesture.
It's true, he does have 38 gold now.
Oh, I like
So it's the vesture. If he gets a vesture, that's going to make a big difference. Or if he gets the horn to really burst the tower down. He does get the horn. At least one of these lanes is not going to have a black hero in it. Probably first lane, because there's nothing he can do in that lane.
Yeah, and since it's not round 5 for Chain Frost, probably do well to ignore that.
Yeah, so Sneaky gets lane 1 for free. He got the blink, so he can blink out the Kana and annihilate a lane of his choosing. Or at least attempt to.
Right, he's debating how to proceed. Now, this is a sensitive round. Because if possible, he also wants to end up with initiative at the end.
Yeah, and Raz might just opt to not do anything in the middle lane. Sneaky currently has no real plays in that lane, with only 5 mana and with only 1 black card.
Yeah.
But Sneaky really regrets locking in this deck. I still don't get why. What made him choose this list?
Right, so the way I see it, he's gonna want to fight for that mid lane. He might want to drop the Sanctum there. Oh no, he goes for lane 3.
Interesting.
Perfect.
Where he blinks.
Yeah, so my question now becomes if he's gonna want to stall and try to go for Ancient here, or if he's gonna want to literally end the game. He does have TOT, of course, so...
2 turns away, though. And we are getting up on mana turn 7 with the Chain Frost.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to whether or not he has initiative going into last lane to get that Annihilation off, or if Raz plays something in lane 2.
I mean, it kind of sucks to play around Annihilation when it's a 1-0, right? But he might just have to do that.
I think you just have to do that. I mean, you got to play to your outs.
Yeah.
The question is here, does he use the Relentless Pursuit to get the PA out of this lane as well? Because he doesn't really need PA in this lane anymore. This lane will kind of just take itself. He opts not to do that, though.
He's confident that he can stick around.
Yeah, he's hoping if he picks a gank or a pick off that he'll have PA in the first lane to be able to do something. But if he had moved down to that lane, he might have been able to threaten Raz into playing something. And now he does not have that opportunity.
So you drop the horn here, or do you hold the horn for last lane? Because if he's signaling Annihilation, I mean, either you do nothing here and you coup into horn. It really depends. I'm just wondering where he prioritizes dropping the damage.
Well, so far he's prioritizing holding initiative for last lane. But we'll see.
Lives for my sorceries.
He does pull the Chain Frost, but he does not have the mana to play it. That is the one thing to note in the mid lane, is that he does have that sensor there, so he will not be able to. He'll always be a turn behind in that lane until he kills the sensor.
Yeah, but Berserker's Call is online next round, and any of those red heroes will have a great time Berserker's Calling from any of those two positions.
Unless he puts Lich in the mid lane, in which case he would be protected unless until he puts on an item.
Ooh.
Looks like he's giving up on mid lane.
Yeah,
I think
And
he
basically
has
he realizes he's gonna coup him, and so he doesn't worry about that. But he uses the Tyler State sensor to not have to use the coup, and then he doesn't have any plays because he has no red.
Yeah, I like that. Plus, no items for Sneaky. That pretty much guarantees that the headshot will kill off the Kana.
Or you could use the headshot on the Lego and push 5 more damage and keep his hero alive. Putting a lot of damage on this tower.
He does have Assassinate online next round, so yeah. And also, if he draws a March, it would also fit nicely. All right.
Suddenly, it's not looking so good for Sneaky Panda.
Nope.
There's so many different ways that he can stop the Kana from using the Annihilation, and even if he does, then he has to worry about the other lanes as well.
I'm gonna pull a baby and say this game is over. I don't see how Sneaky comes back from this, honestly.
Wow, double deploy first? Okay. I understand double deploying mid.
So he can either gank or assassinate, and depending on what he draws, he might even be able to use a March in last lane.
For sure.
Really, the only thing that is keeping him alive, well, that block on the guy helps, because if he gets a Chain Frost off in that lane, but...
Alright, so a lot of really impactful cards, but this is the problem with having multiple colors in your deck, is that you don't always have access to them.
Oh, and he used the Chain Frost here.
Oh, my game just bugged the hell out.
Yeah, same. I saw that. So Sneak is hoping to hold one of these two lanes and just win off Ancient. That's still 2 turns away, though. And Raz does have a Chain Frost, but no redeploys into first lane.
Raz has not taken middle lane yet, so he does have to take mid lane if he wants to win this turn. He has the Disciple, and a gank, and an Assassinate, so he has options. I think the main thing is securing your lane 3 so that he can't do anything there. And then, if you can, maybe then also play a Disciple. Sneaky getting rid of the laser so that he cannot be disarmed.
Oh man.
This
Oh.
is my heart.
Sneaky, why do you do this to yourself, dude?
There goes the Kana.
And there goes the Annihilation. Raz has been reading that Annihilation for a while. And correctly, so.
The way the cards are this turn, at least, Sneaky can prevent lethal in this lane, but with only 4 health, or maybe even less than that, depending upon what happens, it's not looking good.
What are your orders, Commander?
The soul of the great axe will make a worthy
Right,
gift
Disciple
to
makes
everyone.
LC die and represents another 2 damage on the tower as well as on the axe.
Oh, and he keeps up the sensor so that he will not
Yeah.
be able to play TOT next turn.
A critical play.
He can assassinate from this lane too, can he?
You can
Can
indeed.
he? Yep,
Yeah.
he can assassinate an axe,
It's
leaving him
looking
only with
very
PA.
rough. Yeah. And Sneaky is not only low on time, he's low on items, he's got no mobility, he's got nothing coming in from the fountain. He's got that soul PA there in lane 1.
He does have 15 gold, so he could potentially get a
No one
blink
is
dagger.
beyond my reach.
But he decides to go for the PA
Interesting.
first instead.
He's got the pick off as well. Not enough. And 27 gold, so let's see what he can do with that.
30 now because of the gold mine.
Indeed, yeah. Jasper's Blink Potion. Nothing too fancy.
The Lich still has 9 health, so he really won't even be able to play Berserker's Call in this lane. It's not looking good for Sneaky.
And notice that axe with 3 HP can be killed by Chain Frost, but obviously he's gotten a salve and a phase boots. He just needs to...
If he sounds first, then he just assassinates, and that's it.
Yeah.
While Mono Black is... Yeah, while Mono Black is weak to some 2-color decks, it's not weak to a 3-color deck.
It's just got so many ways to deny that color before you can even consider doing anything. Especially when you go for a lane 3 play, right? I mean, it's so hard.
Then this deck isn't really designed to be highly synergistic. It's just a lot of value. There's not like any specific synergies here that really make a reason to have 3 colors versus just having 2 or even just 1.
Yeah.
I will fight by your side.
And that's gonna be
Chain.
most likely a dead axe. There you go. And 4 minus 4 equals 0. SneakyPanda dropping down to the loser's bracket. Much to his own fault, I would say. Because it feels like he handicapped himself multiple times today.
And Sneaky did say at the beginning of before the tournament that or before the match that he had bet Raz $1 million that he would win this game. So his financial future is really at stake here.
Tough times. Unless he meant some sort of alternative weird dollars, like, I don't know.
I mean, Iranian rubles is like $21 or something in US dollars. So if he meant that, then that would be a lot better. Apparently, though, Raz did not take him up on the.
And let's see, maybe if we can get Sneaky in here. I don't know if he feels like talking, but